Welcome to the Trail Running Briefing, the podcast for trail runners who want to understand their training and run better. Each week, one clear idea to help you train smarter, stay durable, and perform when it matters. Episode 26: The Fitness That Survives. How to build durability for 100k and 100 miles races. Have you ever reached the final third of an ultra and wonder what happened to the runner who started the race? Your breathing may still be controlled. You may still have energy, but your stride has shortened. Your quads have stopped cooperating. Every climb feels steeper and your comfortable pace is disappearing. Many runners assume that they simply need to become fitter. They add faster intervals, chase a higher VO2 max, or try to complete enormous training runs. But an ultramarathon is not won by the fitness you have at the start line. It is shaped by how much of that fitness you can still use after 6, 12, or 20 hours. That ability is called durability. Durability is your ability to resist the gradual deterioration in performance caused by prolonged exercise. Scientists also use terms such as physiological resilience. The basic idea is simple. The numbers measure when you are fresh, your running economy, threshold, power, and comfortable pace are not fixed. As fatigue accumulates, they can deteriorate. Two runners may therefore look equally fit in a short laboratory test, but perform very differently after several hours of running. Think about durability as the speed at which your fitness leaks away. A durable ultra runner doesn't necessarily feel fresh late in the race. They're still tired, sore, and moving more slowly. The difference is that the decline remains manageable. Their posture is still reasonably stable. They can continue eating. Their walking remains purposeful. They can run easier sections and their effort has not become completely disconnected from their pace. A less durable runner may have excellent speed and aerobic fitness, but those qualities disappeared rapidly once muscular damage, low energy availability, and accumulated fatigue begin to interact. This matters because ultra running fatigue is not produced by one system. The quadriceps become damaged by repeated descents. The calves lose force. Running economy worsens. Fuel availability changes. The nervous system becomes less able to recruit tired muscles. Concentration, motivation, and decision-making also become harder. Research following ultramarathons consistently shows substantial neuromuscular fatigue, particularly in the knee extensors and plantar flexors. So, how do we build durability? The first requirement is consistent, sustainable volume. Durability develops through repeated exposure to running, not through one heroic weekend. Higher training volumes and the regular inclusion of long runs have been associated with a smaller deterioration in running economy and neuromuscular performance after prolonged running. Training volume also appears particularly important when predicting 100k performance. For a 100k runner, this could mean a weekly long run supported by a medium long run during the week. During the specific phase, an experienced runner might gradually build selected long runs towards 3 to 5 hours, depending on terrain, background, and recovery capacity. Every 2 or 3 weeks, a back-to-back weekend could include 3 to 4 hours on Saturday, followed by 19 minutes to 2.5 hours on Sunday. The second run teaches you to move with fatigue already in the legs without requiring one excessively damaging session. For a 100 miles runner, durability requires greater exposure to accumulated time on feet. Selected weekends might contain 4 to 6 hours on the first day and another 2 to 4 hours on the second. Experienced runners may occasionally complete a longer race-specific day, combining running and hiking, but these sessions should be used very carefully. You don't need to run 100 miles in training. The objective is to create enough fatigue to practice moving well. Not so much fatigue that you lose the following week of training. The second requirement is terrain-specific durability. Mountainous ultramarathon doesn't only require a large aerobic engine. Your legs must repeatedly absorb braking forces on descent and continue producing force on climbs. Gradual downhill exposure can create a protective repeated boat effect, making the muscles more resistant to similar eccentric loading in the future. Begin with short, controlled descent while fresh. Progress toward longer downhill sections and eventually perform some race-specific descent later in a long run. The objective is not to attack every downhill. It's to maintain control, cadence, and posture as fatigue develops. The third requirement is strength. Heavy resistant exercises, calf work, split squats, step downs, and suitable plyometric exercises can improve strength and running economy. For ultra runners, strength also creates a larger reserve. Every stride represents a smaller percentage of your maximum capacity. 1 or 2 well-designed strength sessions each week can therefore support durability, particularly when they target the quadriceps, calves, hamstrings, glutes, and trunk. As the race approaches, reduce the amount of strength work, but don't necessarily remove it completely. The fourth requirement is practicing race execution. Training durability while under fuel, dehydrated, or running too quickly does not make you tougher. It often teaches you to deteriorate. Higher exercise intensity generally produces an earlier and greater decline in durability. Starting an ultra slightly too fast can therefore accelerate the loss of performance long before you notice the consequences. Use long runs to practice your realistic race effort. Planned hiking strategy, equipment, and nutrition. Carbohydrate availability can influence how well important endurance performance characteristics are preserved during prolonged exercise. What runners often get wrong is trying to prove their durability in training. They make every long run extremely long, finish it completely depleted, and then require several days to recover. Durability is not built by destroying yourself. It is built by accumulating months of manageable training, enough volume, sensible long runs, occasional back-to-backs, progressive downhill exposure, strength training, adequate fueling, and consistent recovery. To conclude, for your next 100k or 100-mile race, stop asking only, how fit can I become? Also ask, how much of that fitness will still be available late in the race? Build your long runs gradually. Use back-to-back sessions selectively. Strengthen the muscles that must absorb thousands of impacts. Practice the terrain, walking, pacing, and nutrition that your race will demand. And remember that more fatigue is not automatically better training. The best durability session is not the one that leaves you unable to run for 4 days. It's the one that creates a useful stimulus while allowing you to continue training consistently. Your fitness may get you through the first half of an ultramarathon. Your durability determines what remains for the second. That's today's trail running briefing. Understand your training, apply it on the trail, and run better.